about just the regional you're in. I mean, it's going to be a very competitive one. I imagine you're excited for the challenge ahead.
Absolutely. We're excited to get on the road, head to Tucson. It's certainly a challenging regional with Arizona being the #2 national seed. It might be a pitching coach's worst nightmare to head there. They hit a lot for sure. But I think any regional you go to at this point in the season is going to be tough.
What does it take to make a deep run into the NCAA tournament now that you've been to a few?
Well, I think it's about having great pitching and defense for sure, and it's going to be about timely hitting. So our girls are certainly going to have to pack the bats and get ready to swing their way out of the regional.
Was there a turnaround point during the season where this team kind of got in the groove? Guys beat some very good teams. I guess can you pinpoint maybe a game or a moment where you said, hey, this team has a chance to do some pretty good things?
Yeah, I think our turning point really was when we hosted #1 Florida State at home. It was our bye weekend, and we pitched our freshman Kayla Drotar, and it was just a great team win. We hit the ball, we pitched well, we played really good defense, and I think the key was we just had a lot of energy, and I think that series specifically just gave us a lot of momentum going into the rest of our SEC series.
Yeah, can you talk about that confidence that was built, and what type of team do you see now going into the postseason that gives you the confidence that something special could happen here coming up this weekend?
Well, we've been senior-led all season long. You've talked to Nikki Blue and Kaylee Snare, and they've been everyday players, just steady eddies for 4 years for us. So we've had really strong senior leadership, and I think what you're seeing is our depth start to come alive. So we've got some young players. Mackenzie Bolzel and KK Drotar have had really nice seasons, and then Kristen White for us has been excellent. She's been at shortstop. She's been our RBI leader. And Victoria Williams has really been outstanding for us, swinging the bat as a senior. But Tiara Duffy, for me, may be our biggest, I would say, most improved player. She started for us in center. I've recently moved her to the top of the lineup, and she's just swinging a hot bat right now. So I just really see the depth on our bench gelling, and I really give a lot of credit to our seniors for bringing them along.
What was your reaction when you saw all 13 teams from the SEC make the NCAA tournament, and what does that kind of schedule do for you guys as you enter the postseason?
I tell you what, I think that's a huge feather in our cap to have all 13 teams. I mean, it was fantastic. Everyone now can recognize how hard our jobs are. That every weekend is just a grind in our league. So I was just really thrilled to see that all the teams were rewarded by playing such a tough schedule throughout the year.
Coach, what does it mean to your team and you personally to have Coach Staley here at almost every game cheering you guys on, very vocal? She came to the watch party, and what does that mean to you?
Well, it's fantastic to have her. Well, one, she's been a good friend of mine, but to have her support and be out here it's been tremendous because she's helped me recruiting. She helped a lot in the recruiting process, specifically with Nikki Blue, and she's here for the good times and the bad times, but I think she's such a public figure, that whenever we're on ESPN, she welcomes the opportunity to come and really kind of be the celebrity and highlight South Carolina for us. So she's really just been a great friend and a great mentor to have too.
What are the keys for this league getting so great at softball with all 13 teams making it and most of the teams ranked all season long? How does one league get so good?
Well, I think in my experience, I've been here 7 years now, and every year I feel like my team has gotten better and better, and so has the league. You just continually see all the teams from top to bottom get stronger. Of course, we added Texas A&M and Missouri halfway through my tenure here, but every year you're just seeing, and I think it's just that kids now grow up seeing it on TV. They grew up wanting to play in the SEC, and so from top to bottom, it's just a stronger league.
You mentioned just when you started here building the program and competing in the SEC, you've made the tournament now 5 years in a row in one of the strongest conference in the country. What does that mean to you to accomplish something so special to make it 5 years in such a tough league?
Yeah, I'm really proud of this group, and the fact that we've been to 5 NCAA tournaments is I'm proud of that for sure. And this is the group of seniors that we recruited, 6 years ago. And it was, hey, come here and change a program. And this group of seniors have really done that. They'll be here for the 4th straight time. It's their goal to go a little further this year, and we'd love to go into supers.
What do you know about St. Francis? Have you seen them? I know they won 48 games this year. And what advantages do you think your team has?
Well, I think I've watched a little bit of film on St. Francis. They're very good. They like to run. They've stolen over 100 bases this year, so I think they're really aggressive on the bases. They've got 3 pitchers with just over a 1 ERA. And they've got one kid who's hit a ton of home runs, so we might not deal with her. But I think the advantage we've had over them is strength of schedule. We have seen competition from February through May, so I think the level of play we've seen is probably our advantage. But on game day, you just got to go 60 feet, turn left. It's all going to be the same thing, but they're certainly a quality opponent.
I know coaches hate to look ahead, but I kind of just heard you hint on it a second ago, to take the next step and get to super regionals. If you were to do that, what would it mean to you to finally get over that hurdle and get to supers?
Well, for me, it would just be, I would be so excited for the players, because they're the ones who have put in all the hard work. They're the ones who have bought in, who've really gone about changing a culture here. And it would just say to me that they get rewarded for all their hard work and effort and their belief.
Coach, the last 3 weeks, you mentioned the Florida State series, and then you win the last 2 SEC series against LSU and at Georgia. What was the biggest difference? You guys had a little bit of a slump, again, against good teams before that, but then to win out those final 3 series, or to split with Florida State, what was the difference for you guys the last 3 weeks compared to maybe the couple weeks before?
I think we're really getting the pitching performances that we've needed. I think we're led with Nikki Blue and Jessica Elliott in the circle, and they have really done a good job keeping our opponents down. And I think when we can keep it under 3 runs, then it's always going to give our offense a chance to win the ball game. And I think our players have just come in and they've been loose and swinging free, and I think that's been the difference. Is defense and pitching have held them down, and our offense has come through timely.
All right, thanks, Coach.
Thank you.